because if you know medical assessment, though, you know trauma assessment. Just because a medical assessment is a trauma assessment, the only difference being that the trauma has the additional physical exam, which the medical assessment has, assuming that the patient needs it. Okay, so if you look at those sheets, you do the physical assessment if the patient requires one. Okay, so I think what I'll do, I'm just going to do the trauma assessment. The medical assessment can drag on because people tend to like start talking and doing all this stuff. But we start off with our scene safe and our BSI, right? And then you check for your scene safety. We identify mechanism of injury versus nature of illness. In this case, I'm not sure. We're in a classroom. You guys are all here. There's chairs. There's shit all over the place. Maybe she just fell. So that you're running through all these things in your head, okay? You try to identify your... Ma'am, are you okay? Sure. Don't move for me, all right? Just stay right there. Come in here. Her head's tilted to the side, so I'm going to try to stabilize it like that, okay? Because I don't want to move it until I know what's going on, or until I think that I can do it. So I've identified now that I have one person. I need additional resources. Can I have somebody please call 911? And we'll move into our primary assessment. Excuse me. My name's Eric. I'm with the Mesa State EMS, okay? If you just remain calm for me, I'm going to get to some questions here in just a second, but I want to check you out. My general impression is that she doesn't look good. Something's wrong. And I've already spoken to her, so I know that her airway's patent. Okay? So for her breathing, you guys won't have anything to actually check her breathing. But this whole time I've been watching that she's breathing, she can talk. I can assume that it's patent and non-adventitious, which means okay. You guys don't have to worry about the oxygen, but this is where you would say something about it. And I can check the circulation right now just by doing this. Okay, I'm only checking to see that she has a pulse. I'm not going to see what her pulse is. And then I'm going to identify life threats. I don't see any life threats, but this would probably be priority one. And do you guys understand what I mean by life threats? Just get what I'm talking about.
Cardiac arrest.
Something's going on. If a life threat, you need to identify that. Does this person need to get the hell out of here or not? Of course, in your situations, you guys probably won't be worrying about it. Okay. So then I'll move into my my physical exam. I'm going to check her out, and in this case, feel her neck, feel her head. Let me know if you feel any pain, okay, or if anything hurts or it feels unusual. Does that hurt?
No.
You feel anything here?
No.
How about here through your shoulders?
Oh.
Okay, shoulders hurt. All right. I'm not so concerned about her neck right now. I'm going to actually bring her back center, bring her neutral, okay? And then I'm going to check her eyes. I'd have my pen. I'd check her pupils against one another. I'd have her go ahead and close your eyes for me for now since I don't have a pen. Go ahead and open them. Okay, check her nose. I'm looking for blood and fluids. Can you open your mouth for me? Nothing. I don't see any shattered teeth. No fluid in the ears. No blood. And I'm looking at the neck. What am I looking for? And?
Collapsed trachea, or tracheal deviation.
Okay, all right. So checking your shoulders. The shoulders hurt already. I know that. You can come back out. Check her wrists. I'm going to go ahead and say squeeze my fingers for me. Okay. Wiggle your fingers. Okay, what finger am I grabbing? Okay, what finger am I grabbing on your right hand?
I really don't know.
Okay. What finger am I grabbing on your left hand?
Thumb.
Okay. Check her sternum. Give it a press. Come to her quadrants. Check all 4 quadrants individually. What am I checking for here? Specific words.
Lumps.
Rigidity.
Internal bleeding.
How do you know that?
Because of rigidity.
Rigidity, tenderness, rebound. Do you guys know what rebound is? What's rebound?
Push when you push it down, it comes back
A
up.
push, and it hurts when it comes back out. Okay. So then I'm checking her hips, feeling her hips. If it was necessary, I'd check her genitals. Okay. At this point, sir, can you come help me stabilize her neck, please? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let go, or I'm going to hang on to her neck, and then I'm going to have you just try to keep it as still as you can. All right. Go ahead and hold it there for me. And your only job is to keep her head still. That's all, okay? So I can continue down here. Again, let me know if anything hurts, okay?
Oh.
Okay. What's your name?
Jessica.
Jessica. Her shoes are off. I'll cut them off if they weren't already. Can you wiggle your toes for me? Okay? Push your toes like you're pushing on a gas pedal. Okay, now toes to your nose. All right, what toe am I grabbing?
Big toe,
How about now?
big toe,
How about now?
big toe.
Okay. So then, we've got this done, and she's conscious, she's oriented, sort of. I haven't actually made sure yet, right, because I moved into my physical exam. But I can ask her questions like, now that he's got her under control, I can ask her questions like, what's your name?
Jessica,
Okay, can you tell me where you are?
school,
And can you tell me what happened to you?
he fell.
You fell, okay. Did you hit your head when you fell?
Yep,
All right. So we've got that she's A&O times 4. You guys have maybe heard me mention that before, right? Okay. We're just trying to find out if she's oriented. So then that's when we move into our sample and our BQSC. So do you fell and you hit your head. You're hurting anywhere other than your shoulders and your right and your left leg there?
nope,
No? Okay. Are you allergic to anything?
nope,
Any medications?
inhaler,
Inhaler, okay. What do you take? What do you use your inhaler for?
asthma,
Okay. Have you used your inhaler today?
yes,
Do you think that you fell as a result of anything asthmatic?
nope,
All right, so we know that she now has asthma, and it could have contributed to this fall. As far as pertinent medical history goes for your P, asthma is good. You can probably ask things like, have you fallen before?
yes,
When you've fallen in the past, what's happened?
perfect, my clavicle,
You broke your clavicle. Okay, I mean, when you fall, do you feel dizzy? Do you feel confused, lightheaded?
lightheaded,
Okay, and about how many times has this happened to you?
twice today,
Twice today. When was the last time you ate something?
4 hours ago,
4 hours ago. When was the last time you menstruated?
last month,
Last month. Okay. And so you fell. You said, about how long ago did this happen?
about 30 minutes ago,
Okay. Moving on to OPQRST. So is there anything that makes it feel worse?
nope,
Okay. You're laying real still. Is this making you feel better?
yeah,
All right. And the pain you had in your shoulders, can you describe that pain for me?
sharp,
Sure. How about in your left leg?
sharp,
Okay. Does the pain seem to be moving anywhere else?
not really, no,
Okay, so that's my R radiation, right? And the pain in your shoulders on a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being the worst pain you've ever had, how would you rate it?
7,
7? And how about the pain in your leg?
8,
8? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And so time, I would take note of the time now, it's 9:09. I would also note that this happened a half hour ago, so she's been here for a little while. And hopefully by now we'd have EMT here, we'd start loading her up. If you were to go on with her, they ask you to come with, which they might, then they might even have you do something like a detailed assessment where you would continue and you reassess everything. If you went back, what sort of things would you reassess?
shoulder,
So can I QRST again?
Okay, what's the first thing you would want to assess?
Vitals.
The ABC.
Okay, so you want to check that her airway's fine, sure. But in this case, given the nature of, this is what we want to encourage you guys to think about. When you do one of these, once you've established what's happening with somebody, you don't need to ask them all the same things again, right? Not necessarily. In this case, she fell. It's possible she fell because she had some difficulties breathing because of her asthma. She's had a history of falling, so you need to think, why do people fall? People don't just fall. Maybe they're lightheaded or something. Maybe it's possible she could have had a seizure, these sorts of things, okay? So you can let go. When you do reassess, you keep those things in mind. Your shoulders, you're going to ask her, because hopefully by now she's had some sort of treatments. So then you want to ask her what the pain is for her shoulders and her legs again. So you would ask her that same scale, the pain scale. And you would ask about vital signs on the paper. You're going to ask about vital signs in the real world. You guys probably won't have stethoscopes and sfigs and all that other stuff on you, okay? But these things can move really quick when you're in there. And if you guys are out there and going through it, just remember that it's okay to let it flow and just ask the questions that come natural to you. The reason you want to memorize those sheets is really so that you don't have to conform to them so strictly from top to bottom. Because ultimately, if I would have just followed the sheets, she would have told me that she has an inhaler, and then I would have just moved right on to pertinent medical history, last intake, and all that other stuff, right? Okay, so was that helpful at all?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess